Hello, fellow data analysts. In this video, I'll quickly demonstrate how you can produce a dual axis line chart in Tableau. This is a crosstab of a price development data set that projects monthly food price inflation estimates by country. I have a list of 26 countries here where I have data starting from 2007 all the way to 2023. And the uh, the economic indicator of low CPI, high CPI, and inflation indicator are the three measure variables that I'm looking at on this crosstab. So what I would like to do is I would like to produce a dual axis line chart to project or to visualize two trends of or two economic indicators for each country on the same axis. Let's do that. To begin with, in order to produce a line chart, we need um, a dimension data and a measure data. In which case, I will use date, and for the measures, I will use CPI, low CPI, and make sure that your analysis is to aggregate so that it can aggregate all the values into aggregated measures. So now, as you can see, I have all the data points plotted in line starting from 2007 to 2023. And so the second line that I would like to bring over is the high CPIs. And I can simply drag it and drop it here on the marks card on the shelf. And as you can see, both line charts are here, but the problem is that they're separated into two boxes. Although you can look at the shapes, you can look at the shapes and trends on both boxes and do a comparison, but it's more effective to have them on the same axis so you can uh, compare them more effectively. In this case, there's an easy way to do that, and that's through dual axis functionality by clicking on one of the measures on the shelf and then selecting dual axis. So what it will do is it will combine both of the measure variables into a dual axis line chart. And there you go. Because the low CPI and the high CPI economic indicators are sort of similar, you will not see much difference in the line as they have the same trend. But what's very important is that we are getting two y-axis. We're giving two y-axis information, one for the low CPI and one for the high CPI. And the most phenomenal thing about a dual axis line chart, is that you get both of the axis, on the chart. So this will allow you to look at the measurement of one of the variables on the left axis, another variable on the y-axis. But it's important to know that um, it's it's um, it's that this will be effective if we have two measurements that or that have the same distribution. So you would not want to put on the same axis two variables where one variable has a distribution of, let's say, 1 to 100, another one has 1,000 to 1 million. Then it will not be an accurate reflection of the measurements while you're having two line charts from totally two different distributions. In which case, a good example could be to bring, let's say, low CPI with inflation indicator. Again, you'll have to bring them on to a dual axis. And as you can see, low CPI, I'll have to change the color for the low CPI to there you go. As you can see, that we are comparing the measurement on y-axis for low CPI, which ranges from 0 to 1400, with inflation indicator whose measurement actually ranges from 0,000 to 12,000. So this is a very huge discrepancy in terms of measurement ratio. However, it's still a good way to look at the trend of, of, of both of the variables on the same axis. Uh, but again, it will be more effective to bring on two variables that have at least similar, or if not similar, close distribution, as in this case, that will be high CPI with low CPI. And I'll have to change the color for one of them. And there you go. And although the, uh, there's a very slight difference between their distribution. This one starts from 0 to 1400, and the high CPI start from 0 to 1600. Still, it's a better better depiction of line trends between two variable on the same axis. I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you so much.